Welcome to the channel, Scott's Garage HTX. Don't forget the HTX. I got leveled up from intermediate to expert in my riding class on the track. I'm making a video now of me on the track, so let's just get into it. Welcome and good morning. I don't know what part of the video I'm going to put this in, but... Yeah! Hey, buddy!
Circuit of the Americas, he's gonna kill shit.
Nice bike!
Thank you, brother. I just got it blasted too. It'll be my first time on track with it.
No shoot!
Yeah. I used to ride a Suzuki GSX-S 750.
This thing's awesome, and it sounds great.
Appreciate it, brother.
Have fun out there.
Yes,
stay on the bike. This is packed. Moto America here, coming next weekend, and they had their own session. So Moto America has their own session today, or actually today and tomorrow. So they've added, well, a fifth session basically, and try to fit everybody in, still keeping with 6 sessions. So anyway, this is the pack I've ever seen. And it goes on way back there, so a lot of people on track. 7 o'clock, safety meeting, so I gotta go. It's a little loud, but I gotta check my tire pressures. We're down about 35, 36 in the front, 23 in the rear with these tire warmers and slicks. A fair amount of people went down on the track this weekend. Nothing really serious. There were 2 guys on turn 11 that collided into each other and knocked themselves out, but they turned out to be okay. Similarly, on this is turn 11, and this guy actually went down. We're in a red flag situation because we're slowing down, and here he comes, and he just seems to be hanging out in the track waiting on his Uber. This guy, he lost it in the carousel. You have to look a little bit closely. This is my coach view and my view, but you can see it off to the left here, and there he goes. He was just frustrated, but okay. The first thing we tackled were the different lines on the track. Case in point, turn 15, I've learned 3 different lines from 3 different instructors during my participation in this riding school. This line on 15 is the first line I learned when I was a novice, and it goes straight through 15 and makes a V out of it at the end of it, right here. And then continuing on to the next turn. The next line I learned was actually a modification of that and going past the second X that you're going to see here and then cutting in right before it and then cutting the corner. And didn't cut the corner that good, but still you get the idea. And then the last one was from another instructor, and he was trying to get me to do just a rounding of the turn itself. It takes quite a bit more slowing down before I get to that first X. So to look at that again, just to review real quick, I'm coming into this turn. I'm carrying a lot of speed, and I'm going past the first X, and then connecting the dots and making the V out of the turn, and doing a hard turn. Second one, I'm actually hitting the X the same on the first X, maybe a little outside of it, and then going past it and cutting in right before the X, and trying to cut that corner. And this one is just rounding out the entire turn itself. What I'm going to do is probably get a solo or a track timer and see what works best for me. And that's probably the best way to tackle something like this. Similarly, going into turn 8, I would come into the turn going up the hill and be on the outside of this X, turning into 8, preparing for turn 9, which is a quick turn itself. And there's the coach's view as well. You can see me going on the outside of the X, coming up into the hill, and then going into turn 9. Afterwards, I'm going up towards the middle of the track, more of the middle of the track on the other side of the X, going into turn 8 up to turn 9. And here is the coach's view of the exact same turn. You can see more in the middle, cut now, hard turn, and going into 9. So what are the 2 most important things that I've learned to reduce my track times this weekend? The first being is stop repositioning myself in the middle of the bike between turns. If I have 2 left-handers coming up, position myself, my left butt cheek off the seat before I start braking. And when I go through the turn, keep it there for the second left turn. Every time I reposition myself between turns on the middle of the bike, I upset the suspension. The second thing is to give myself a little space between my junk and the tank. because what I was doing is coming off the bike laterally, and that's hard for me to turn my torso. What I should be doing is giving myself some space between the tank and coming off the bike with my butt cheeks at an angle or diagonally, and that allows my torso, my hips, and my shoulders to turn into and face the turn. Now, I haven't fully committed this to muscle memory. You can see myself. Given that, let's watch the last session of the weekend, and you can see me struggling with it, but remembering to do it on and off during the last session. But it was a very successful session. Now, I'm only going like 80 to 90% on this last session because I'm trying to commit this to muscle memory. One of the other things and the benefits I realized from doing this is that I'm less fatigued, especially with me putting myself diagonally off the bike and hanging and letting my shoulders face the turn as well as my torso face the turn. It was the last session of the weekend, and I was not as fatigued as all the other sessions during the week. So let's just take a look at that. over but the crying. It's a great weekend. My second to last session was miserable. I mean, horrible. I'm glad I don't have any video in it. Every time I tried to hit the on button, it wouldn't work. So I think I was out of battery juice. But overall success. I got leveled up to experience level. And like I said, I'm just learning. I know there's so many great riders out there. I'm just trying to get to, I'd like to get to advanced. I'd just like to improve my skills. This seems to be one of the best ways to do it, so I'm having a good time. I'm exhausted. I'm learning so much, but I'm just glad to do it. Now, let's get in all this stuff into the truck and the trailer. Can somebody do this for me? Can I hire somebody? I'm exhausted. You guys keep on keeping on. Catch you next time.